So yeah, today we're gonna have three guests. Um, those three guests will be Eric Fletcher, also known as Little E. We'll have Keithon Poole from Canton, Ohio, played with the infamous Canton Ballers for a number of years, won a few championships with them. Then we'll have 12-time King of the Court champ, Patrick Littlejohn, joining us later in the show. This week's show is going to be hosted by longtime Cleveland Plain Dealer reporter Branson Wright. Branson has also been executive producer for numerous films, documentaries that have been seen on HBO, Believe Land. Most recently, he's done the piece with the Women of Troy, which tells the story of USC's basketball team that won a few titles. And without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome Branson Wright, our celebrity host for the
celebrity. What celebrity?
You've been on ESPN a few times. You've been on ESPN a few times. Got a lot of HBO credits.
No,
give it up. Got to acknowledge it. I don't want them to think you're just a guy from the park.
No, I'm just a guy from the park. And you and I were talking off air, and I know you and I both getting old.
Yeah.
But that you forgot that Nene, former NBA player, before he was an NBA player, played in the King of the Court.
Right. And we're gonna have to bring that up one more time as we get a little closer to our real opening, man. That was crazy. I forgot all about that.
Oh, that was nuts. And we'll like you said, we'll talk about it. And in fact, I sent him a Facebook message today to ask him if he remembered. He hasn't gotten back. Plus, he's over in Brazil, so I don't know what the time difference is.
Really.
So hopefully he'll respond to it, and I'm sure he'll remember.
Yeah. So we've had multiple NBA guys actually participate in the King of the Court. The ones that I remember, LeBron James, of course, Jerome Lane, Nate Driggers, who played for Boston Celtics. He came and played, and Nene. So those are four NBA guys that played on the outside courts in Akron, Ohio, at the legendary Perkins Park.
and guys would not play on the outdoor court with NBA potential.
Right.
And the fact that those guys did play, I mean, that says something about, what you brought, as far as the King of the Court, for them to risk millions, playing on outside,
right.
Just so they could say that they participated in it, because, Nene was, he was getting ready. He was here preparing for the draft, and he didn't have to go out there on that court.
Right.
And here he is, all the way from Brazil, and hey, I got to play on King of the Court.
Right. And nobody knew who he was. It wasn't like he played college basketball, and everybody was like, the name recognition was there. He showed up and came out and hooped.
Right. They just see big dude out there, couldn't speak, much English, just hi, bye. And the fact he's got out there on the court. In fact, I'm pretty sure, Chris, they played against Sonny.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you have to talk to Sonny. I'm sure Sonny will remember.
Yeah, I definitely got to ask Sonny if he remembers that, man. Remembers that. That's crazy. If they played against Sonny's team, they definitely took an L.
Oh, they did. They did, which always amazed me because, there's a difference of playing, college basketball, pro basketball, full court, half court. But Sonny and those guys, I don't know what they had, but their half court game, it was just crazy.
It was crazy. Everybody says they had a combination of size and tenacity. Everybody on the team was 6'5", 6'6", and that one guy was 6'7", 6'8", but it was just size and tenacity, man. They were just they were a handful, and they just utilized matchups. Because everybody had a guard. So
right.
If you had to guard one of the little guards had to guard one of them, it was lights out.
And there's a question I have for you. When I was in Grand Rapids, they were famous for the Gus Macker.
Gus Macker, yeah.
And the Gus Macker was huge, and you'd have some former NBA players, some top college guys. They like let's get a squad, and we just gonna run this thing.
Yeah.
And that was not the case because it's an entirely different game. I remember some teams, they would have a bunch of big dudes and think they're gonna dominate, or there were teams that come with a bunch of quick guys thinking they was gonna dominate.
Yeah.
So not names, but just style. What is the perfect 3-on-3 player to our team that you think would always have success and what you used to do in the King of the Court? Great question.
I think rules come into play.
Okay.
So with our event, if you in King of the Court, you score, you keep the ball.
Make it, take it.
Yep. So that's a factor. So most of the guys, you had to be able to defend in order to win. If you scored in the act of shooting, you went to the free throw line, and you got a free throw, and you got the ball back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So again, that speaks to defense. And if you can score a little bit, you get a little momentum going. It's hard. Then it's hard to deal with. It's hard to get back. So that size and shooting, because we play 1s and 2s in the games went to 15.
Okay.
So like the Tarvers, Derek and Darren Tarver, they had a lot of success because they were the tenacity that they played with, but also their ability to shoot that three.
Mm-hmm.
Which was 2 points, and that's huge. So they could shoot it. And then Sonny's team, the same thing. He could shoot the three, and then they had a guy, Cameron Mack, that could shoot the three. And then later on, over the years, Greg Lewis would knock the three down. And they just thought he was a driver, but he could knock down shots. So
wow.
That made them just so tough. And then you get into foul trouble, it's over. Because they're attacking the basket. Once you get 7 fouls, you go into the free throw line after 7 fouls and you get the ball out.
Now, if I remember the Gus Macker, I don't think it was make it, take it.
Yeah.
But they had the 1s and 2s. It wasn't make it, take it.
Yeah.
And some of the successful teams, I remember there was a team out of Detroit. They had this guy. He probably was about 6'5", 300 pounds. So he was gonna own the boards.
Yeah.
And he was mostly an inside guy.
Yeah.
And the times that they lost is when he had to defend a guy that was smaller and quicker.
Yeah, played away from the basket. Yeah. Yep.
Right. And would go to the hole. So, but a lot of times they won, but if they lost, the guy he had to defend was just like a little quicker.
Yeah.
But I see exactly what you're saying. I mean, that's why Sonny and those guys were successful.
Yeah, that's why they had success. Because like in that case with Gus Macker, you score that little guy scores on that big guy, but they get the ball back and they can throw it right into the big guy.
Yes.
And stay in the game. Stay in the game. Yeah. With this, you can't do it. You get scored on. You better get a stop so you can get the ball back, or rebound so you get the ball back.
So why was that important for you to institute that rule? Make it, take it.
I think it got the crowd more involved, and as a player, it gets you. You start talking. The street ball is a little more talking. So
right.
If you get rolling a little bit, you hit 2 shots in a row. Everybody talking, gets momentum going, crowds into it. Ooh, he hit a 3. Ooh, and then he pass, they get to the basket again to get another layup. They going then.
Right.
If you're a real scorer, and in our culture, there's a lot of guys that can just score.
Yes.
So, that's a highlight for them. That's the stage for them. Mm-hmm. That's all they want. That's all they want is opportunity to score. So that's what kind of made it special. It was kind of a separator.
Did you, I can remember the crowds that would come.
Yeah.
I mean, being in Akron, definitely was strong Akron. But when people heard about, and definitely once you talk more to this, when people heard about, say, some team from Detroit was coming or team from Columbus was coming, and they got this guy and that guy. I mean, how much did that work into the crowd and the following when they heard these top teams in quote marks was coming to Akron for the King of the Court?
Oh, that was big. That was big because now all of a sudden, because if you're just a regular person in the city, you don't get to see anybody from out of town play.
Right.
And Detroit got players. So, dang, they got somebody from Detroit, dudes from Detroit down up the King of the Court. I know they can play. We had teams from Virginia, teams from Chicago coming. So it made it, or just Cleveland, Toledo, Columbus.
Right.
It was a big deal. And then, the guys from Detroit would bring their families down to watch. But, again, that's that sideline talking. So, exactly. They did, the sideline's there to see those guys from Detroit, but they also going to be talking mess to them dudes from Detroit.
Oh, they know about it. They know about it. Now this, I know within the community there were rivals, but were there rivals that developed from guys not from Akron or teams not from Akron?
For sure. Like we got a guy coming on today that's from Kenneth. Mm-hmm. And they won it a couple of years, and they came in second a couple of years. And they were just, the Akron teams were waiting for them. They had they played like what we call the recreation 6 foot under division. And they brought horses. Every year they brought horses. So, that was a rivalry. We didn't get that. We never got that Cleveland rivalry that I expected. Cleveland brought down some players, and the Akron guys kind of just ran through them all the time because they weren't, I don't know if it was the style of play. They didn't expect to, and the piece that people forget about a lot of times, that money was on the line.
Yes.
Wasn't like, we started out with $500, then we went to $1,000, then we went to $2,500, and then by 2000, it was a $5,000 cash prize. That's $1,000 that's a little over $1,000 for every player.
Wow.
And then we went to 10,000. So,
wow.
Guys came down, man, for that money. It got real interesting. So.
Yeah, money will motivate you without question, and then not to get embarrassed, because you guys had the crowds out there. Yeah. So and one thing you don't want to get embarrassed by that.
Yep. So speaking of crowds, we got my other guy that waiting in here. His name is Eric Fletcher. See if we can get a little E in here.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like he's joining now. And I'll kind of intro him, and then I got a couple questions for him. But All right, Louis. I see you. I see you. So he's known today. He's known as an educator and community philanthropic leader, and before that, he was the two-sport athlete at Bookville. But most importantly, he was the hype man, the king of the court. So we want to
One and
welcome
only.
Louis to the
One and
show.
only. How we feeling now?
Everything's good, man. Everything's good. Thanks for jumping on, man. Appreciate it.
Without a doubt, man. When I got the call, I had to represent, man. Nothing but love and respect for you and what you guys did with the King of the Court, man. It's a staple in the history of Akron, man, especially in my childhood, man. So I couldn't do nothing but, respond, man. Nothing but love.
Right, right. We appreciate that, man. Appreciate
Hey,
that. You know,
hey, Chris,
yeah,
I want to jump in
yeah.
with. I mean, is it disrespectful to call you Little E now? I mean, should we call you something else?
It speaks to my
Hey,
age. That speaks
hey,
to my
hey,
age right there.
yeah, hey. That's how you know he been knowing me since I was little E. I'm okay with it. Only certain people can still do that now.
Okay,
it's a,
Mr. Little E.
yeah, it's a real Louis in his house now.
Oh, I mean, what I wanted to ask you, man, is when the King of the Court got started, and Chris saying you were the hype guy. I mean, how did that develop? I mean, did you just ran on the court and just got people hyped up, or did Chris kind of egg you on?
No, man, pretty much just ran on the court and got it going. So like for me, I've always been, a guy that liked to have fun, man. Like he said, I was a two-sport athlete, but when it came to the summertime and King of the Court, I was only able to play, I would say, my 8th grade year, my 9th grade year, because I was actually at Ohio State for summer camps. So I came back the night before the King of the Court actually started every year. So I wasn't, able to actually play during my the later years of my high school career, but I was always there. And when everybody know about me, I was the class clown, I was the hype man. Like I would like to have fun, and you got the music playing, you got all my friends there. Everybody know me. Back then I had abs, so the ladies was there. I could take the shirt off. So it was like, hey man, we about to have fun. And one of the best things about it is you have people that you grew up playing basketball with since I was 6, 7 years old, playing through ARB at Ed Davis. And, you would see the competitors that were playing with me in high school or that were older than me, they were out there. It's like, you know what? Little E gonna have some fun. I can't participate in this way, but everybody know that, hey, I get down. So we go dance. When I come out there, I'm going to scream in your face. I'm letting you know, Norwood, you better win a slam dunk contest. Or not, man. Give you a wet willy, give you a wedgie or something, man. So just, hey, I didn't need instruction, because one of the best things about King of the Court that I feel growing up, it was family. So it was
Yeah,
that
okay.
family atmosphere.
Yeah.
So you got that cousin that's gonna get out there. He go dance when the music come on. Your cousin, your uncle, he will get out there and dance. And that was me. I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna have fun. And hey, it's exciting. I might not be able to shoot a 3, but you go know that I'm here, baby.
So Chris, now hold on now.
Yeah.
Now you got this King of the Court. You and Chris, he's a structured guy. Everything according to the plan. So all of a sudden, E comes out here on the court. I mean, what was your initial reaction?
I'm always down with E.
Okay.
Because he's gonna bring the crowd. Like we were talking before, it's a crowd thing, and it's a vibe that was created with King of the Court. That we were at one level. Like, let's give you an example. The dunk contest is coming, so they going through dunking and warming up. The music is at a high level. We got Mo Lee DJing, or Mike Eli DJing, and we had Mick Boogie DJing a couple of years, and that's all fine and good, but we might take the music down real quick and make sure Lil E got out there and got the crowd hyped right before we really got going.
I mean,
So,
was it bigger than you thought it was going to be? As far as no, let me ask you this way.
all right.
So always the next seasons for the King of the Court, were people like, is E coming out? Is E gonna be there? Is that one dude gonna be
Yeah,
around?
yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure. Well, if he wasn't ready, I'm gonna call him out. Yeah. He was just as important as the top dunkers and the judges.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and actually, Lil he probably remembers, he was probably the only guy that got some love in ESPN the magazine that wasn't a player.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, so E, did Chris cut you a check at some point? Come on. Oh, he kind of quiet now. He calculating.
Oh man. I got it before he got real savvy in school and all of that, and then you know.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Chris, thanks for having me on, man. I'm on run now, and
All right.
hey, E, nice meeting you, bro, and you know, you guys just brought back some memories. I mean, although I didn't go to a lot of King of the Courts, but the ones I went to, you know, it was real exciting, and I just couldn't believe how Sonny and them just kept winning every year. Every time I win, I'm like, dang, these dudes, boy. All right, so y'all be good, man.
All right, man. Thanks for jumping on, man. Thanks for jumping on.
All right, Artie.
All right. Got Keithon waiting for us in the waiting room, but before we go to Keithon, like we're talking about the dunk contest.
Yeah.
Who were some of your top dunkers? Give me 3 or 4 names of the top guys in your estimation from the dunk contest.
Man, I love Norwood, man. That was, you know, my age bracket, seeing him being able to excel. That was exciting for me.
Yeah.
One guy, man, his name was Tony. He jumped over the motorcycle. This one probably was like in 99 or 2000, man. He was probably like 5'8".
Yeah. Yep. Tony Johnson.
Man.
Yeah.
He was in it for like 2 or 3 years, man. He jumped over the motorcycle.
Yeah, that dude was sick, man. He was sick. He comes up every show that we have. He comes up, man. That dude, man.
Yeah, I was like, man. You know, me being a short guy and then seeing him being able to fly, I'm like, yeah. Maybe I might have some hops, but you know, Brown, of course, you know, the old cat Mac, you know, watching him get up.
Yeah.
It was always good seeing an older guy still being able to get out there and do their thing, man.
Right.
Great experience.
Yeah, great time for sure. So let's see what else I have for you. Did you know, we're talking about your philanthropic efforts and all of that stuff. Did you participate in the free clinic that we had as a kid on Friday, the day before King of the Court? We would have this thing on Friday where we give away pizza, you know, chicken, we give away food, but we have a free basketball clinic.
Yeah, when I was younger, probably like, you know, 5th, 6th, 7th grade, I was able to participate. Like I said, once I started getting 8th grade, 9th grade, I was down in Columbus for 2 weeks for my program with Ohio State.
Right.
So that took me away, but I came back that night right before King of the Court.
Right. All right, so you know we'll jump off of basketball real quick and speak to what drives you to do all of the community efforts that you're involved in with the kids.
For me, it's about giving back to the community. Akron gave a lot to me as a kid. We had a lot to do when we were young, man. And my mom and my father, EJ, of course, you know, my dad,
for sure.
He made sure that, you know, we stayed involved and was active in a lot of stuff. And then my grandmother, Betty Jones, affectionately known as Mama Betty,
Essex. That's right. It's in the DNA. DNA. You can't help yourself.
I couldn't help myself, you know, and you know, she instilled that in us from a young age, man. When she started her modeling stuff back when my dad was young, and then the Essex drill team when I want to say 5 or 6 years old. So for the past 30 years, you know, my family has been involved in something in Akron, and for me, it was one of them things where once I left to go to Ohio State to pursue my undergrad and went to Central Michigan for my master's, I always had it in my heart, said, man, I got to give back to the city, because a lot of people, they leave Akron, they do well, they never return, and they kind of talk bad on the city. But no, in order for us to see our city grow, we have to pour back into, we have to water the seeds and the roots that laid the groundwork for us. So that's always been my passion. Is, hey, Akron is home. I can always go back, but I need to make sure that I'm doing something back home, whether it's me starting my nonprofit, the Young Black Professional Coalition, or me working with other organizations. Say, hey, what can we do? How can we make this happen? I think that's, like I said, like you said, it's in my DNA, and it's a passion of mine, and I'm always willing to look to do and reach out to individuals that look like me, to give them opportunity and let them know, like, hey man, the world is big. Akron is a small pin on the map. You can go out there and explore the world, see the world, gain those experiences, but don't forget about home. Take what you've learned and give that experience to another kid that's walking the halls of Brookdale or East or Kenmore Garfield or Firestone. Say, hey man, I've done this. I've been away for 12 years. Right. Here's what I can help you with. I might not live here, or I may come back and visit, but I'm still connected to the city some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that's very important. That's very important. That's something that I tried to do when I moved back up to California, lived in California after I got out of school for probably 8-10 years, and then came back here. And it was, it's important to do that. Yeah. It's important to share those experiences and figure out what we can do for that next person.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get my guy Keithon to jump back on. You text him and hit him up. Now, and I may just keep you on, and you can you might have a couple questions for him also.
Oh yeah.
Let's see 1 second.
I really appreciate you, bringing this back and talking about the King of the Court, man. I know we, celebrating, the different milestones,
yeah,
throughout the history of King of the Court. And it's important that people understand and, hear these stories, man. You never want, good stuff like this to go away. So people got to understand the history of Akron basketball, what this meant to us for that weekend in the city, man. Like, everybody from all sides of town.
Everybody from all, yep. Yeah, that's what Greg Lewis was saying last week. He was like, man, I came from the east side, man, but shoot, everybody was there. Everybody was at the park.
Greg Lewis, one of my favorite. He one of my favorite players, man. King of the Court, just basketball. Like Greg Lewis, that's my dude. I met him. I probably was in the 5th grade. Him and my cousin they were dating. She had went to East from the east side.
Yeah.
He came over to the house. I'm like, man, this dude big. I'm 4'10". He's 6'6" at the time. I'm like, man, dude, like, who is this? And that's when I started following him.
Yeah.
And that's when Dolan Robinson came across my radar. I'm like, man, these, I'm a West Side guy, so seeing these two East Side dudes come in, I'm like, yeah, this is cool. But Greg was that's my guy, man.
Greg was something else, man. That's what everybody, when they hear that name, Greg Lewis, everybody like he a beast.
He a beast, man.
A beast, so.
I'm sure he beat up on a couple of Canton boys too, man, when they came to the King of the Court.
Yep, we spoke to that, man. Keithon spoke to that yesterday. Keithon, can you hear us? We see you. You get your audio together on your side. We'll wait for you. We'll keep talking. I know once we hear you, it's gonna be hard to get you off.
He don't know what he's doing.
Oh, here we go.
That's that Galaxy 8.
Yep, here we go. Audio connected.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the things, Chris, man, well, one of the things that we were kind of talking about, you might have been on the conversation with this with me, Matt Fudge, and McNeil, is when we were coming up through high school, especially you got towards like your junior or senior year,
Yeah,
when you were playing in tournaments like King of the Court, man, it did something extra to you. You know what I'm saying? Being able to actually be out there on that black top, playing with the older cats
yeah,
who were a little bit rougher. I mean,
yeah.
even if you were in ninth grade and you playing like high school division, you playing against the Carl Dokes, you playing against the Tarver twins, you playing
Right,
against the Math, the
right.
John King.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like so you able to get those bumps and bruises, and then it helps build you, help builds that character, and it kind of builds that toughness about you, man. And that's one of the things that we miss a lot of in our youth basketball is our kids been able to get on that black top, man, and scrape them elbows, scrape them knees, man.
yep.
You know,
Got
not
to
going
win
to
to stay on the court. Got to win.
not going to the water fountain to get a drink, man. You got to drink out that gallon of water if you want something, man. You got to
Right.
stand on that. You know how it is. Yeah.
All right, Keithon, you got your audio going now?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. We've been waiting on you, man. We know the history of Canton basketball. We've been talking about it earlier in the show. Most of the people that are playing King of the Court know this face. Ken has like a long history of playing the King of the Court. You want to tell us how you end up coming up to Perkins Park to play?
Man, my dude, Richard Mitchell, man, he this was in 1998. Man, that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
So he asked me to play in a little tournament up in Akron. I'm like, it's outside, it's hot, concrete. I'm like, I'm a young dude, so I'm like, yeah, I'm with it,
Yeah.
So I get up there, man, I see the ballers. I'm like, yeah, it's just, I'm liking the competition. I'm liking what I see.
Right.
That's how, he was telling me about it, because he had played in it for a few years already.
Right.
Telling me like, yeah, it's some competition. I think this will be real good for you. So that's how I got involved in it. My guy, Richard Mitchell from Canton.
Yeah, and Richard, just so people know, Richard's probably my age. He's in his 50s, so he's bringing up the youngster, trying to mentor him and get him ready. So brought him up to King of the Court.
But that's how I got involved in it, man.
Okay.
From there, it went. After I played in '98. That's when I started bringing my own team up.
Right.
And it went from there.
So how did it go that first year though?
That first year, man, I was watching. I think the only person I really paid a lot of attention to was DeAndre Sims. He was that man out there. He was that man on the court. And I heard people on the sideline like, yeah, that's booked. That's one of Akron's finest. Booked those finest. So I'm just like, I ain't never heard of him. So I watched this game. I watched how he, was giving boys work. I want a piece of that. That man, he want a piece of that.
Yeah, that's one of his teammates up there.
So at that time, he talking, I watching him. Like, man, I want some of that.
Yeah.
When I got out there, it's a totally different story. Like I took pride in my defense. So all that stuff he was doing, he couldn't get away with on me. And then it was just like, you turn your defense into offense. And I just gave him what he was giving everybody else.
So tell me, how was the crowd? How was the crowd?
Oh my God, man. When I first, he had the whole crowd anyways. Everybody was on his side anyway. But the crowd, it was around that court, everybody watching. And it was just like, man, you brought out the people, man. And people came out to watch the King of the Court. It was like, seemed like that was the biggest thing in Akron. I mean, it was like, you know, the ladies everywhere, you know, ballers watching.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just, that's probably one of the greatest tournaments I done played in, man.
Yeah. So I know wasn't none of those ladies down there watching you play though, but they was watching us play. The Akron people play. They wasn't watching the kids.
Oh yeah. I didn't know I didn't know them then, but you know, when I got my name out there, man, they oh, that's the guy from Canton. That's the guy from Canton. You know, so
yeah.
But it really got serious when, you know, I came back with my fellas. You know what I mean? Angelo, Wes, Sean Hill, you know, Randy.
Yeah.
You know, when I start bringing them guys, that's when it started getting real. You know what I mean? It's like the crowd, it seemed like every year the crowd got bigger and bigger and bigger. Like you see more people, you see more ballers. You know, that's when I met McNeil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then that's when we started meeting Brandon Green and, you know, JB and Hamp, all of them. So I'm just like, you know, them guys, you know, Ryan, Martin, all of them. So it was just like
some names. Some names. You got anything for him?
So that's a lot of names right there, man. Like, I mean, so I know you spoke about Dre Sims, and that was one of the guys that I looked up to, being a baby Griff and playing a point guard position myself. What are some other, or who would you say was another person that gave you that stiff competition that you say, you know what, I want some of that wreck when we get out there in that court?
McNeil. I mean, a guy who can shoot the ball is to me is one of the hardest guys to guard. And I watched him light it up out there. You know what I mean? So I knew the difference than playing Dre Sims because I knew I can move my feet on him. You know what I mean? But when you playing like McNeil who can shoot the ball, it's like you got to play him differently. Because one pump fake, and you go for it, he going around you. Yeah. You know what I mean? On top of it, he could handle the ball a little bit. So I would say McNeil, man. You know, like I said, I didn't get to play against all them other guys like, you know, D'Angelo and, you know, Epps and all of them. So, but McNeil was the person that just, like, I wanted some of that work. I wanted to guard him.
Yeah, there was some classic matchups. His team and your team. Woo! Yeah. It might be a game on court one that everybody think they want to see, but you guys might be down on court two and not a crowd going down to court two to watch y'all play.
Court two. Yeah. It was crazy because how you hosted it, Chris, like, you know, it was just like, oh yeah, y'all gotta watch them Canton boys down on court two.
Yeah.
That's the upcoming team right there. So it was just like that's when everybody started to watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just like, man. But that, you know, that 6 foot and under, that league, that was it, man. You had to bring your A game on that. Because it was, like I said, I could keep naming a few boys that they was out there, man.
So tell me, you mentioned Angelo. You know, what made y'all so good?
Oh man, you know, we all played summer league together.
Yeah.
So
it was chemistry.
We knew each other's game. I knew what Angelo can do. I knew what Jamar can do. Yeah. You know, I knew what Sean Hill can do. You know what I mean? I knew what Randy can do. So it was just like we knew each other's game. We knew the strength and weakness of each other's game. So it was just that's what made us play together. You know, you didn't see us, you know, bickering back and forth with each other or who guarding who, because everybody that I played with, we all play defense. You know what I mean?
That was the secret ingredient of y'all wins.
Yes.
Y'all could guard.
We always able to guard whoever out on the court. You know what I mean? But what made us gel together, like I said, your defense brings offense. So we knew what Angelo was capable of. Angelo, we need you to go over in that corner because that hesitation dribble you got, let's go get you what you want. But it was just we gelled together, man. I think that's what made us so great, so good because we knew each other's game.
Okay.
We started off a defense.
Real quick, I'm about to head out of here real
Okay.
quick. Some family stuff I need to do, but your son, freshman, he's growing. He's got a great body, man. I'm just saying, game to 10 between you and him.
I knew you was gonna ask that. I already knew when I seen you on there. I'm like, he gonna ask me about Taj. The game to 10 right now. I would have to give it to my son. He would beat me. He would. He got the skill set, and I'm gonna do everything to bring it out of him. You know what I mean? I see the potential in him.
For sure.
I know he can be better than me because at the age of 14, I was nowhere near athletic as he is. Right. You know, he's capable of being better than I was. Yeah. You know, and I'm telling him it's all about the hard work. You know, it took hard work for me to get to where I was. So, I mean, like I told you, I wish they still had the king of the court because he would have been in it when he was 6 years old. You know, but he got it, man. And you know, just to touch on that, man, y'all, I see y'all coaches, man. I respect y'all, man. You and McNeil, y'all see the talent in him, and you know, all I could do is thank y'all and appreciate y'all, man, because you know he look up to y'all, man. He talk about y'all, and you know, I tell him, man, that's them coaches right there. I gotta have a lot of respect for it because, you know, him being a freshman on a varsity team, man, that's big, you know. Oh, yeah. And for y'all to see that in him and put him out there and let people see this ninth grader can really be out there, you know. And then thing I'm gonna touch on. He loved to play defense, and I see where he get it from.
Right.
Defense, man, on some of them players, man, it's you wouldn't think a ninth grader would want to sit down and play that type of defense, you know. And I thank y'all, man, because that's real. And he talk about y'all all the time, and you know, I'm glad that he came to Booker with y'all, and you know, y'all see that potential in him. So I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, you know, trusting him, you know, with us, man. And like Chris alluded to earlier when he was talking about my family, man. When it's in the DNA, it's in the DNA, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's in the DNA, it's in the DNA.
But, good. Yeah, I appreciate y'all, bro, man.
I'm gonna head out of here, though. I appreciate you guys, man. Y'all stay safe.
Yep.
Thanks for jumping on, man. All right.
Oh yeah.
All right, one.
I'll let you, Fletcher.
All right, Keithon. So tell me, you know, there was a game I remember when there was like you guys got in foul trouble or somebody got hurt. You guys might have ended up with 2 players, man.
Yeah.
You want to tell us about that?
Yes, man, that was against I can't think of who. I know the one guy was from Cleveland, but
was it Aaron Nixon?
Aaron, that's his. Yep, that's who it was against. Aaron.
Okay.
Him and what's the other guy that was always out there talking trash from Cleveland? He was one of Aaron's boys from Cleveland, light-skinned.
Not Jay Newt. Not Newt.
Yep, Jay Newt. Yep, Newt. That's him. Yep. I remember that distinctly, man, because Marcus came down on his ankle, man, messed up his ankle real bad. So we had to play with just me and Ange. We down, I think we down one point. And and threw the ball in. I shot it. I hit it. But it's so crazy because the referee called a foul. He was saying Aaron fouled Angelo, man, and they end up getting we missed the foul shot. They got the ball, and they end up beating us, man. But that right there was an epic game for us, man. You know what I mean? Playing against them guys from Cleveland, they were, them guys came down to play too. So yeah, we enjoy. I enjoy playing in that King of the Court, man. I wish, that's some of the best basketball ever I played. I think that gave me a little bit more character about myself playing against different guys that can go like that, man.
Yeah. So speak to 20 years, 25 years later, speak to the response. What do you get because you're not an Akron guy originally, when you still come here and play. Of course, you come watch your son play at Bookville. Speak to the response you get when guys see you.
Oh man, just the respect level, man. Like, they still, they just the respect, man. They still give me the respect just like I get them, man. And just like I said with McNeil, over at Bookville, teaching my son, showing him different things, man. That respect level has always been there with all them guys, man. Every time I came to Akron, I would see Hampton and I would see JB, and it was just it was all love, man. It was all love, and I played everywhere against all them different guys, man. So the respect level for them and for me was always there.
Yeah, and for guys that haven't seen Keithon play, he got a little Chris Paul, little Kyrie in his game. So he's tough to deal with. You don't want to see him coming. So, with that, give me your top five. Give me your top five guys in 6 foot and under.
6 foot and under. I would have to, man.
We do this to everybody, so it's a tough one. I know it's tough.
That's a tough one, man. I would definitely have to go. I definitely have to go with my boy Ange. Ange was just a different.
He on everybody's list. He's on
everybody's list.
He
man.
on everybody's list. Yeah.
It's this. I'm gonna throw this one out there, man. I would have to go with. I would have to go with Brandon Green. I love BG's game. He was kind of like a Charles Oakley and Anthony Mason put together, but with just different skill level, man. He had the skill level of, a Larry Johnson.
Yeah.
I would definitely go with a Brandon Green.
Okay.
I would go with Ryan Martin.
That's a great name. Yep.
I gotta put Ryan in there, man, because Ryan he gave boys some work, man. You know what I mean? If I would go with anybody, another, I would have to go with, McNeil. That's my shooter. That's
right.
When you need a good bucket, you need that nice looking jump shot, man. That's who you go to, man. You got to set that screen for it, man. And
right.
A natural point guard. I would throw myself in there, but I would have to throw Jamar Wesley in there.
Jamar Wesley, okay, that's a great list.
That's a great list. The natural point guard, man. He know how to get people involved. He was a scorer, but again, that's hard person to get around.
Yeah.
Come defense. He locked boys up. But that would be my top five, man.
All right.
Gotta go with that five right there.
We're about to add in another guy, and I'm gonna let you stay on for a second, and you can tell me what you think about him or what you remember about him. He's one of the old school guys. You remember the name? You remember the name Patrick Littlejohn, I'm sure.
One of the toughest guys I know that played the game of basketball, man. He ain't take no mess from nobody. You talking about a long range shooter?
Yeah,
yeah. He I had the chance to guard him a couple of times, man, and he told me I'm gonna shoot this from there, man. I'm gonna shoot this from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Who is this older dude, man? Who is this old guy? Let me get him a little bit of work, man. But that's much respect for Pat, man. I first played against him, man. That jump shot, man, was lethal.
Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. It was all right. So I'm gonna let you got time to stay on. I'm gonna let you ask you a couple questions. I got a few for him, then I'm gonna let you jump in. But first off, this dude has won more championships than anybody that ever played in King of the Court. We will go back and forth on how many he actually won, but he got the crown. He got his ring. He got rings on every finger and maybe a couple toes. I originally counted like 10 to 12. Pat, how many championships you think you got?
I stopped counting, man. I stopped counting, man. I just heard all the talk from all the guys, the great guys that been on your show, Chris. Thanks for inviting me. Number one. But when they started talking, I'm like, okay, they talking about 1, 2, 3, 4. I stopped after that because I know I had more than 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I'm gonna tell you. I
probably need to let them wear some rings on their finger.
Where you keep all your plaques and your trophies at? I've been over your house. I ain't never seen the trophy. You gotta have just King of the Court. You gotta have at least 12 plaques.
It's in my office, Chris.
Okay.
It's in my office. It's not hanging up, but it's in my office.
Yeah, because you got I did an official count before we had the show, so I could come 100% correct with this. And he has a total of 16 King of the Court championships. I was hoping he'd go back and forth with me. I don't even think he knew he had that many. But he got 11. He got 11 as a player, and 5 coaching platinum. So I don't know what else I can say, but he got 16 titles, and we'll bow down and give you a little love for attaining 16 King of the Court championships.
So I got a question. So when did you first start playing in the King of the Court?
Well, Chris started in 1993, and that's my first year starting the King of the Court. I've been playing in the Poole League, since I came home from school, back in 1982, 83, pretty much when I was in high school. So I started playing with Chris, open it up. So, we put a team together, me and Jerome Lane, Marcel Boyce, and Ivan Thompson. So,
man,
yep, for sure. Let's see what else I got. For Pat? Where did you won 16 championships? Where did and everybody says the same thing about you when we come on. Everybody. I would go up there to watch Pat play. Pat was just tough. He compete. He ain't backing down from nobody. Where did all of that come from?
Chris, it came from the neighborhood, the valley, man. If you can't play, you can't come down to the valley, man. You couldn't come down the Lane Field if you wasn't a hooper, if you wasn't physical.
Yeah.
So that's where it started. And I just continue to show my ability and my skills, man.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, once you got a little bit older, how did that feel when you got a little older and you guys weren't winning as much? How did that feel? How'd you adjust?
Because I think I probably lost you know what I mean, once, you know what I mean, an elite to the Tarbers, you know what I mean, that's my last year playing.
Right.
And I probably lost in 2005. I was close to 40 years old at that time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I never stopped really playing. It didn't affect me because I stay in shape.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, the game of basketball, man, you know, it's about, you know, guarding, you know what I mean, and putting that hoop, put that ball in the hoop. So, that's all I know how to do. You know,
Yeah, you know how to do that. You know how to do that.
I know how to check my opponent.
Yeah, and there's a couple. What I've got on the screen now is one of their championships that they had with that great team of Ivan Thompson, Marcel Boyce, Jerome Lane, and of course Pat.
Ivan Thompson.
Yeah. So you know, we speaking of Ivan, who were, you know, you played in the 6 foot and under. You go back. The thing that I used to be amazed by how you was going back and forth from court to court, playing in both divisions at the same time. And that's how you got all them titles.
Well, that's about taking care of your body, man. You know what I mean? It was 90 degrees out there some days, 80 degrees. You know what I mean? You gotta pace yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody don't have a score on their team. You know what I mean? Sometimes I took that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you rest on offense. People don't understand that. You rest on offense.
Right.
Not on defense. You know what I mean? On
right.
defense, I was 110%. Offense, you know, I might have let, you know, I mean, my other guys, Rob, Mike, Chatty, do they can.
Right. Because those guys, that was a good group right there too. But yeah, if you're looking at the screen right now, you see that one of their second championships that they had, dudes was tough to deal with. So Pat, we're talking about who would win the game between, you know, Sonny's team with Cameron and Greg Lewis, Lawrence Culver. Why were you guys better?
Well, I mean, first of all, you got to say it's 3-on-3, and I understand, you know, Sonny and all them guys, Greg, Lewis saying, you know what I mean, they're going to take a mismatch, you know what I mean, because they 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We smarter than that. You know what I mean? It's no way that you're going to just take Pat Littlejohn and post him up. You know what I mean? We're going to play zone. And I want to see, you know, I know on that team, one of the great shooters, you know, I know Sonny can put that ball in, but we outside playing basketball. He got to prove it.
Yeah.
He got to prove it, you know what I mean? You know, you can get streaky, but sometimes, you know, when you shoot, if you miss, as a ball player like Greg Lewis, you're going to continue to keep on shooting.
Yeah.
And if you keep on shooting and not making, it's going to hurt. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a challenge, you know, in that game. You know, I'm not.
So what you gonna do? What you gonna do when Greg Lewis come out there and guard you?
When Greg guard me?
Yeah. What you gonna do, man?
I'm on the post.
Huh?
We're gonna open it up. I'm gonna pass it in Jerome. He got to double team. He got to go down and double team. You know what I mean? He got to go double team Jerome Lane.
Yeah.
The thing about that team, though, Chris, man, it was hard. Once they got the ball, man, it was hard to keep the ball from that team. You know what I mean? Because they were all 6'5" and up. You know what I mean? So if you miss, you know, they had mismatches everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even with Lawrence was what, 6'7", 6'8"?
He's 6'7", 6'8", yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like mismatches everywhere where you got guys that's guarding them guys that's only 6'1", 6'2". You know, the mismatches was, you know, so like Pat said, man, you got to be smarter. You got to play smart against them guys. You know what I mean? They didn't play a lot of defense. They didn't have to.
They didn't have to.
You know what I mean? Because once they got the ball, it was just, let's go ahead and beat these guys, man. Let's get these guys down in the paint where, you know, they're going to have to foul us. So I didn't see them playing a lot of defense.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like they won on, you know, their size.
Yeah.
But if you look at it far as like flat out game, I feel like we had a chance to beat them.
Yeah, because you guys, after you had won a couple 6'9" titles, you went up to the elite division.
Exactly.
And went to the championship, I think. Didn't y'all beat them one game?
Yeah, we beat them one game.
Yeah.
So, because them guys were big, man. Yeah. I mean, you got me at 5'10", 5'11", guarding a 6'6" guy that, you know, that. But again, they didn't play no defense, and I feel like that's where they had most of their energy at, because they didn't have to waste a lot of energy on defense.
Well, and by saying that also, Chris, you know, I mean, I understand, you know, they athletes and they great ball players. They played good college basketball. They had good careers.
Yeah.
But my thing is, don't forget, I coached them.
That was going to be my next. That was going to be my next question. So my thing now, playing against Littlejohn, Jerome Lane, Marcel Boyce, and at that time it was Cameron Mack. It wasn't Ivy. Yeah. So we do have size. We have size. So now, you know, you can't really say a mismatch. You know what I mean? So my thing is this, you know, I'm strong enough to hold off center. Yeah. To get a switch. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because they're not going to pass the ball that fast. Yeah. You know, I'm strong to hold off, you know what I mean, Greg Lewis. Yeah. They're not going to pass the ball that quick. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's going to be, you know what I mean, where you get the IQ basketball from, as in, you know, they looking at pretty much when they see the team, it's all about one-on-one. And the team basketball, a 3-on-3 is gone. You know, they want to win by themselves. So do they win those championships if you're not coaching? Oh man, it's tough, man. You know, it'd have been a struggle. I'm not saying they wouldn't have won, but it would have been a struggle. The one game against the one guys, the last championship game that they played. If I don't coach that game, they lose the game. Yeah. You know what I mean? I had to sit Greg Lewis, call a timeout, talk to Greg Lewis and say, hey, Greg, you know, Sonny had scored 10 baskets. I don't care if Sonny's tongue touched the ground. Go back to Sonny. Yeah. You cut to the basket. You had Greg and Lawrence, coaching Greg and Lawrence. I don't need you to score right now. Let Sonny do all the scoring. Yeah. You know, so I mean, they needed a coach. If they didn't have a coach, it'd have been tough for them. Yeah. I'd agree with that.
All right, y'all. I'm out of here, man. All right. Nice seeing you, Pat, man. Oh, yeah. Chris, thanks, man. Appreciate you, man. Brother. Yep.
All right, I got a couple more for you, Pat. Go to my photos here. And
what is that picture, Chris?
Share. This is the team we were talking about right here. That's one of the all-time great King of the Court teams that Pat was coaching. Correct. Platinum. Correct. Got some big wins. But
that's a great team, man. You can take that team anywhere, you know what I mean, across any state, man, and they're gonna win.
Right. So let's jump right to that. Aside from one of the reasons you got so many championships is because you played in King of the Court, not only in Akron, but outside of Akron. Yes. So we went to Virginia, we played in Lorraine, and you came home with championships in each of those tournaments. Can you kind of expound on or speak to, you know, what it was like in Lorraine when we played up there?
Well, I mean, Lorraine they got good ball players. They have great ball players. Again, in Akron, we are physical and we smart. You know what I mean? And we know how to play together, you know? Right. And the one thing, you know, a lot of guys pick up guys because of their talent. They don't pick them up because, you know what I mean, they're going to play together. Right. You know what I mean? We play together. And we pick up players that we know what we're going to do. I know Ivan going to drive. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's not the best defensive player, but he's going to drive and give you buckets. Yeah. You know, Jerome going to rebound. You know,
he's going to get everything to come off.
Shot, he still got the ball back.
Yeah.
you know, Marcel gonna give you all of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 5 shots, layups, pass the ball to Jerome. Now you got 2, 6 and better. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That they got a guard from the foul line to the baseline.
Yep. Yeah.
So, you know, Lorraine, they couldn't really match up with no teams from Akron.
Yeah.
They had talent, but you know, if I had to go guard that player that scored the first 2 buckets, it was over for him.
It was over.
It was over for him. It was over.
And tell me about Virginia. You know, we took maybe 4 or 5 teams down there.
Oh man. You know what I mean? We needed some weapons down there, man. You know, it was crazy, man, because again, you know, we play physical and they don't play anywhere you go, you know what I mean? Don't nobody play like Akron play.
That's a good point. We've heard that on a lot of our shows.
You know, playing college ball, you know what I mean, traveling and still playing basketball against people. Just, you know, have my tennis shoes, going to court.
Yeah.
And they know I'm from somewhere else, you know. And that's what it is, you know what I mean? They wasn't physical.
Right.
It wasn't physical.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
weren't.
you know,
So that's how we won. That's how we won. That's how our guys won down there. This physicality.
we had to run after that.
Yeah.
You got to take off, man. They was going to the cars.
Yeah, nobody likes to lose on their home court.
I don't like to do it.
Nobody likes to lose on their home court. So I think I might have a picture of you guys on our Facebook page. Quick shot of that championship we got down there in down there in Virginia, which was a great time. And check the shoes out. Greg was talking about those Dada shoes on the last show.
Oh my goodness. I'm surprised I ain't twist my ankle.
Oh man. But yeah, I got one more photo to show you that speaks to our couple of our mentors. I want to make sure we acknowledge them, and it kind of speaks to why you operate the way you operate.
Oh man, they're the guys that raised me, man.
Yeah.
Every last one of them guys, and right there you got Jerry Roy in the brown shirt. You know what I mean? And rest in peace. I have this shirt on.
Yeah.
Jerry Roy, rest in peace. Jerry is one of the guys that, you know what I mean, that brought me in with the city of Akron. I got 28 years with, you know what I mean? He was the one that taught me a lot of things. Not just, you know what I mean, how to be a man, you know what I mean, and how to deal with people, you know what I mean? Also be, you know what I mean, after my time was over in basketball, and I wanted to play recreation, continue how to play smart, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was that guy, man. He was that guy, you know, and rest in peace, Jerry, you know, and Bo Palmer.
This guy sitting down there.
That was our neighborhood mentor, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Took care of the whole neighborhood, you know what I mean? And all the wisdom he have, you know what I mean? He gave it to me, you know what I mean? I took it, you know what I mean? That's the thing that you got to take, you know what I mean? When somebody try to give it to you, you take it.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just let it go out here.
Right.
Go in and come out.
For sure.
You got Matthew Humphrey, who coached me in the junior league when I was 10 years old at Urban League. We won a championship game there. Great team, myself, Ty Williams, Garfield Rackley. We go back when we was 10 years old playing in that the league in Urban League.
Right.
We have Kenny Smith, who was my neighbor as I was coming up. Mean man, mean. Hey, but like I said, all them guys right there, man, gave us everything, you know what I mean, that we needed to know as, you know, growing up to be a man. You know what I mean? It wasn't even about basketball, man. They gave us all the knowledge, man, to, you know what I mean, succeed. You know what I mean? That's why I'm at where I'm at now.
Right. So yeah, I'll make sure we had an opportunity to kind of acknowledge those forefathers of the Akron
all the kids today need that, you know what I mean?
Akron
they need
basketball, man.
You know what I mean? I mentor kids right now. I try to give it to them and give them things that made me, you know what I mean, go get it. You know what I mean? And them guys made me go get it.
Right, for sure. All of us. So About to wind this thing up, but I want you to give me, we know you coach in Midnight League.
Yes.
You're not really coach Midnight League. You run the Midnight. You run that late night league that's going on.
Postponed right due to the virus going on around here. It's postponed, but like I said, it is great for these young guys, you know what I mean, to come together, learn one another, because a lot of these guys don't know other side of town. They're scared to come from one side of town to another side of town to be competitive, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I teach these guys, how to work together, talk together, you know?
Yeah. So tell me, you've seen all the guys down there play. What 4 guys would you pick to play in the King of the Court right now from that Midnight League? If you only had 4 names, what 4 names would you go with?
Oh man. Oh, Christian guys, man.
We always do this on all the shows. We put y'all on the spot, man. We put you on the spot.
A lot of them guys, man, don't know basketball. They don't know the IQ of basketball, man.
Yeah. So they struggle.
They struggle. They know TV. They don't know how to. You threw me off on that one, man. You called me earlier and said, "Hey, Pat, you need to pick 4 guys."
I'm gonna simplify it for you in a minute. You're gonna be on the hot seat. I ain't put you on the hot seat yet.
I would have went down my office and got the book, man. Putting guys up.
Well, I'll give you another one. Give me your top 6 all-time recreation division guys.
In recreation or in
recreation, 6 foot and under, at King of the Court. Guys that play in King of the Court. Who the top 6 all time in the rec division?
All King of the Court.
Yep.
Well, first of all, I got to go with my dude Jerome Lang, man.
We going to 6 foot and under division first.
6 foot and under.
Yeah.
First of all, I got to say Pat Littlejohn, number 1. I mean, they can say what they say, you know what I mean, but I won the game.
Yeah.
So I mean,
you're on everybody else's list too, so I can't, we can't argue that one.
I want to go with Aaron Ashburn.
Okay, I got to get Aaron on the show too. Yep.
I want to go with Rob Didell.
Good name.
I want to go with Greg Chapman.
Okay.
I know some guys came around that I didn't really play against, but I watched them.
Yeah.
Angelo from Canton.
Angelo, yep. Okay, you got a great list.
Angelo from Canton.
You got one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got one more name.
One more name, and who was a sleeper that they look at me. I pick this guy up every time if I wanted to play with us, but my team was already stacked with my brothers. I got to go with Sam Avery.
Sam, okay, great name. So we all thinking, me, you, and Rome, we all thinking the same thing. Kent, we all thinking pretty much the same thing. Now we're gonna go back real quick. I want you to tell me, like, we played in Hoop It Up. Me, you, and Milas, and I think your brother. We played in Hoop It Up like 2 or 3 years, 2 years, and we won it both years we played. How was Hoop It Up different from King of the Court?
Well, first of all, again, man, here in Akron, man, Hoop It Up was okay. Here in Akron, it's a different breed of basketball players. And that's why it was so competitive, because it was majority Akron guys playing the King of the Court.
Yeah.
It wasn't a lot of toughness in Hoop It Up.
Yeah.
You had time. It wasn't a lot of toughness.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's that's the thing. We had a lot of teams that was competitive. It made you
right. That was the difference. Okay.
And the teams that we'd win 15-2.
Yeah.
15-6.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. All right. So I'm gonna put you on the hot seat. We always ask these questions. You got one guy to pick. Who you gonna pick, and then we're gonna go ahead and wrap the show up. So I got 3 or 4 scenarios for you. All you gotta pick one guy. You can't be hee-hawing around.
Okay.
You gotta say one name.
Okay, let me drink my wine on that one.
All right, you got Merck and you got Greg Lewis. Who you taking?
Oh my goodness. Hey, I gotta go with Merck.
Okay.
You know what I mean? No disrespect Greg, you know what I mean? I have to, you know what I mean? He's tough, you know what I mean? He can go to the bucket, he can shoot the shot. Not saying Greg's not, you know, but I have to go with him.
Okay, we see you got. All right. Johnny Osby, Jamon Hogg.
I gotta go with Jamal. I gotta go with Hogg.
You going with Hogg. Okay. Thaddeus Daggett. No. Thad Merriweather.
Yeah, Merriweather.
Lawrence Cover.
One-on-one, I'm going with Thad.
Okay.
I'm going with Thad one-on-one.
Okay. All right. Cameron Mack, Boozy.
I gotta go with Cameron on that one.
Okay.
I gotta go with Cameron.
All right. So you off the hot seat. So they'll see you around town. They'll ask you.
Pat know how to talk to him.
I know you do.
What number talk?
I know you do.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
hey, if you want to prove yourself, go play against him right now.
Right. Well, yeah, I just want to thank you for coming all the time, man, and we'll make sure we share this on Facebook.
I just want to say one thing concerning the elite.
Yeah.
Now I want to go back to my boys, the Tarvers. You know what I mean?
Oh, you didn't pick your team. We got to pick gonna let you say your piece, and then you're gonna pick your team.
I want to go back to the Tarvers. You know what I mean? And I know they won the game on us. They took the crown from us at age 18.
Yeah.
But at that time, I was 37. And they won by 2 points.
Right.
They won by 2 points. If Derek Tarver don't hit that lucky three, which I ain't gonna say lucky because he hit it all the time.
Yeah.
They don't get the rebound. They don't get it, and game over.
Right.
Like I said, shame on us that the game went that long. To go to 13-13.
Yeah.
But, I just want to let Derek know that.
Yeah.
Derek,
oh, he gonna listen. He listen every week. He got much respect. You know, he got much respect for you and Rome.
He's tough, man.
He got much respect for you and Rome.
They can come to Lane Field.
Oh man, they couldn't come to Lane Field.
Well,
they could come to Lane Field.
They
like that. They like that for sure. They like that for sure.
They like to be tough.
Yeah.
And they like to talk.
Yeah. Right.
I think I heard someone about that.
Right.
When you start talking, it's all bad, man. Keep it quiet. Keep it quiet.
So go ahead and give me your elite division. Give me your top 6 of all time elite division guys.
Well, I'm gonna go with like I said, Jerome Lane, number 1. You know,
okay.
No one can stop him. You know what I mean? Marcel Boyce. I'm gonna go with Sonny Johnson.
Okay.
Eric Tarver.
Yeah.
Greg Lewis. Cameron Mack.
Bill Russell, king of the courts, Bill Russell.
Yes.
That's a good list. So we're gonna let you leave out with a story. We've been doing these stories. I know you've been listening to the show every week. We always have somebody tell a story on either that unknown story about either Jerome Lane or LeBron James. And I know you know both those guys pretty well. Just want to see if you had a story that you might want to share that nobody knows about one of those guys.
Oh, man. Well, you know, man, Jerome Lane, you know, I mean, we go back, you know, I mean, we travel, you know, playing basketball, not just, you know, I traveled to watch him play NBA, you know, CBA, overseas. Uh, you know, Jerome is a man, you know what I mean, that I feel that if he had the work ethic that LeBron James and the people surrounded around him, you know what I mean, he'd have been in the NBA outside of, and I always talk to him about that, outside of overseas, CBA, he would have had 12, 13, 14 years NBA. But he wasn't taught, you know what I mean? I tried to talk to him. Who was I? You know what I mean? I'm gonna work with the city of Akron. You know what I mean? I'm not an NBA player.
Yeah.
I think, you know what I mean, one of the things I talked to Jerome about, you know, if he had behind him, he'd have went further.
What made him so great? What made him so great as a player? What did he have that everybody else didn't have that you couldn't teach?
Oh man, I mean, he was smart. Number one, he was a smart basketball player. You know, I mean, he's a great passer, and he was strong. You know, I mean, a lot of NBA players, a lot of NBA players that you know, what I mean, it was all-star NBA players, and there's power forwards. You know, what I mean, they still could not move Jerome on the block. Jerome can score on the block. He might go to the foul line. You know, can't make the foul shot, but he is puts behind foul problems because you know Jerome's bottom brain is stronger than you know what I mean. 80%.
Most people in the league. Most people in the NBA. Yep.
80% of the NBA.
Yep. Yeah.
And his hands are strong.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you have one story on LeBron that you might want to share that people may not know about?
Brian James, you know what I mean? Cricket nature, you know what I mean? Yeah. He's the guy, you know what I mean, that took it, you know what I mean? I don't have a story that is just him and I personally.
Yeah.
It's just me watching, you know, LeBron, you know what I mean, as a kid, grow up to be a man, you know what I mean? And it's just like, you know, he been here before.
Yeah.
He's the perfect guy. He's been here before, you know what I mean? All the steps that he taken on and off the court, he's been here before, you know what I mean? That's just how I look at it, you know, I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I don't have a story, you know what I mean, to say about LeBron James, you know what I mean, one-on-one.
Right.
I did want to say that.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for jumping on the show with us. And we'll be back next week, same time. But again, the illustrious King of the Court legend, Pat Littlejohn.
I really appreciate you, Chris.
thanks for jumping on. And we'll be seeing you.
I'm support, you know what I mean, the King of the Court, you know what I mean, where it's going. And like the guys say, we need to try to find a way to get it back somehow.
Yeah.
You guys don't play outside, but you know what I mean, by me working in the city, I might have a little pull. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. All right, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right.